right, good morning and welcome back everyone. We are looking at Bitcoin on a daily time frame, and as you can see, we had a very hard sell-off yesterday and we're getting our little reprieve bounce, but I just want to point out a few issues that I see with this bounce. One, we had it open and close outside of the Bollinger Band, and we did make a new low, so that criteria is met. Now we are pushing back in and we are testing the Bollinger Band. If we close anything inside this Bollinger Band today, then my idea of Wednesday being a reversal seems very plausible. So the goal of today on this daily candle is to close inside the Bollinger Band around 32,000 and change. And if we can break above the 0.01, that would be even better. So a daily close above 32,700 would be a great way to know that, hey, tomorrow the rally to the upside can continue. One other thing I wanted to point out is we did not hit the 28,678 level, but we got very, very close. We got about $100 away from my target, or $1,100 away from my target, which is okay. Since we are outside the Bollinger Band and we are closing like this, if we did close like this today, I would assume tomorrow we would retest this low. So the point of the matter today is we do not want to make a new low. We don't even want to come and test this new low. We want to close inside the Bollinger Band. If we close outside the Bollinger Band again today like this, I would expect tomorrow to have the test of the downside come in and this $28,678 level being tested. And then if we can't hold this level tomorrow, we are going to see those larger retracement levels come in due to the fact that this range right here, this 0 to 0.01, is a consolidation range from weeks ago. If we lose this level right here, guys, this is a weekly time frame. Losing this level here will cause the measured move to be starting for this larger move from this consolidation, this larger head and shoulder consolidation, distribution, whatever you want to call it, okay? And the measure move for this is like to 0. So obviously we're not looking for the whole measure move to play out, but we can have reasonable targets to say 18, and I'm actually gonna put it on the chart right now. We can look for some support here and here. And then we can redraw a fib and everything like that once the situation plays out. Like I can draw a fib to basically show the downward targets. But the point I'm trying to make right now is that these levels are not impossible. And then matter of fact, I think I can really show you. There you go. So here you go. These are the two green lines I drew just by looking left. And then the real fib targets, if this is the move that I'm looking for and I'm looking for the breakdown, we're looking for around 17,700 and 15,000. I'm not saying that that's going to even come to fruition until this 200 is broken and we start closing a weekly candle under this 200. Then I can look for this 20K level to be hit. If we get 20K support, great. If we lose it, then we can look at these levels on the bottom. I will keep all this in line for now, and we can follow back about this later. I don't want everyone just getting confused. All right, and then now I will go to a 4-hour. Oh, also I wanted to point out on a weekly level, if we don't close inside this Bollinger Band, ignore the daily, the weekly will take us to the lower targets, okay? And right now the volume has not completely subsided. It is slowing down, but it has not subsided. And this week in 5 days, we need to close inside this Bollinger Band, which is this $32,703 level. Closing under $32,703 on Sunday at 8 p.m., I would assume the 200 is the next target. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I see this liquidity here and I don't know why we would not breach it. We already took all the liquidity here. Now coming down here, you're putting pressure on all the early investors in May 2021. Basically 1 whole year ago, whoever bought is getting tested. And if they lose their conviction and they sell and panic, well, you got Michael Saylor and everyone like that with these other lower liquidation levels and margin call levels that might get seen due to the public kind of wanting to test those levels. So just keep that in mind. Let's go to a 4-hour so we can zoom in on this price action. On a 4-hour level, we are getting a reprieve bounce, but look at this. We did not test the 21 and we are rejecting off the 0.01 Fibonacci level. So I think we are already slowing down in volume crazily. We are more than likely going to tap this 21 EMA, which is at 33,500. And that's also the bottom of the orange channel we broke down of. And I'm assuming we're going to just roll on over and retest this low and then maybe find some consolidation here and then maybe break it. And what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, I can see it going up here, but I'm looking for a drop back. Maybe a retest low and then it wants to break up and test this orange and then 55 in the midline and then look for higher. That's one possibility. Or what we can do is we hit the 21 and then we actually are gonna take all the people's money from here and we find some support over here, retest higher and whatnot, okay? Or since we have that weekly situation outside the Bollinger Band, we're gonna test down from this level and we're actually gonna break it and try to find some consolidation on these lower levels. This is the measured move that we had already planned out, and it's coming around 25,000. Well, I mean, we can break below it and then come and test it again, and then we can go into these lower levels depending on how the weekly closes. So we need a few more days to see how Bitcoin price behaves with the market, but we have the path to the downside already leveled out. The path to the upside, we have hard resistance at 33,600. And then after that, the middle of the channel and the 55 EMA is at 35,800, which I'm thinking is very, very hard resistance. But this 100 will also come down. This top of this Bollinger Band will also come down in the next few hours. 4-hour candle close, and it should probably base around over here. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go to Ethereum on a daily and we can take a look at that. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos. I mean, I don't make these for just me. I want everyone to use this to their advantage. And the last few weeks, we have been doing a good job at tracking the price. So let's keep up the good work. So once again, this daily on the Bitcoin, it's trying to break in, but unless we get above 32.7 and close today at 8 p.m. above it, really doesn't matter to me. I'm just expecting the pressure to the downside to continue after this quick wick up to liquidate all the late shorters who try to short on this drop and was panicking. They all got tapped out because they just retested this entire 4-hour candle. And then we're probably going to roll over in the next day or two. Anyway, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum on a daily is a little bit stronger. We are poking inside our Bollinger Band, and the 236 is the first level of resistance at 24.64. Let's see if this day can actually get there and close. If so, maybe Ethereum is the saving grace of the crypto market and actually brings Bitcoin along with it to the top. We have a lot of resistance. Even if we break this, we have this middle of the channel as well as the previous high at around 25.25. And then if we close daily above that, we can just go like, hey, the retracement is starting. This 21 EMA might come around here, and that's 26.25, and that's probably the next level of resistance. And then for sure, we're gonna have trouble breaking back into this pink channel or out of this orange channel, which is around $2,790. So let's keep those levels in mind to the top side. To the downside, I've already mentioned we got 1715, and once that level gets broken, we have much lower targets to the downside, but I'm going to just wait until the time comes to even bring those up. Matter of fact, there you go. So if we lose 1715, I would be looking for 852 and 632 as levels of interest if we can find levels of support. I'm going to go quickly to the weekly, and I'm going to draw my own little warp lines, as Crown likes to call them. One right there. I would say the other one is basically where these fibs are at. Yeah, this is where I would expect a little bit of wiggle. I mean, we'll leave it right there at 450 as the last consolidation area. So those are the levels we're going to keep in mind on a weekly. When this move plays out, I mean, the larger move, take the neckline and just bring it down. And this is going to like negative levels, so obviously we don't want to see that. So the point of the matter I'm trying to say is on a daily, on a weekly, we're already testing into the 100. We don't want to lose that 100 at 2,346. If so, the 1715 is very, very likely, and that's on a weekly close. On a daily close, we do not want to close outside of the Bollinger Band under 2460. And as long as we can do that, we can look for this continuation to continue back to the top side tomorrow and see how high we can get. Maybe we get to the 21 and then get rejected at 2750, which is reasonable. And then we can look for some support back on this 2464 and then continue to the top side. All right, let's go to a 4-hour. On a 4-hour time frame, we are testing into the 21, so maybe Ethereum will be the first one to show us, hey, the weakness is going to start from here. Volume is slowing down steadily, and if we get rejected from the 21 in 3 hours, I would expect the retracement to come back and maybe find some support on this orange channel before breaking down completely. And then we can look at lower levels if we make new 4-hour closes under 2200. If we can get above the 21, and that would be great. Having 4-hour closes above 2500 would give us a clear shot to the 55, which is 2625, $125 higher. And then we can look for this 100 at 2725, which is another $100 higher. If we can have 4-hour closes above here and go sideways, we can look for this 21 to cross above the 55, and we can have our green light for upward movement. But that is a long way away, and I can assure you right now that unless buyers step up at market open in 30 minutes, you will see the market start rolling right back over. So let's see how the market opens today. We'll follow up with this price action, and we will see where we go. I gave you the targets to the upside, I gave you to the targets to the downside. Aside from that, if you have any questions or concerns or other assets you would like me to cover, please leave it